Hello everyone and welcome to this session on digital image processing where we will look into how does a computer see an image. Well, of course it's binary. To computer everything is binary. But still, how? An image in binary? Well, for our convenience, instead of seeing image in binary, we'll see image in the corresponding decimals. Because of course, as humans, we are very well used to decimal number system and most of us are not comfortable with binary. So now before we begin with looking at an image from the eyes of a computer, let's first work on a couple of fundamentals about image that will be very useful when we talk about how an image is seen from the computer eyes. Well, why is the understanding of looking at an image from the eyes of a computer important? Well, we will be doing a lot of image processing using different programming languages and with the support of various libraries. But if the basic concept of how the image is represented in computer is missing, none of it will make any sense actually. So the basic concept of how an image is represented on a computer memory, how computer reads it, how does it interpret it, how does it display it, these are the concepts uh, that once understood, that is like the fundamental platform above which you can build, that is the base above which you can build the entire building of image processing. Well, historically, black and white images came before the colored images. And the reason is that the black and white images are simpler to represent in binary and therefore they can be easily communicated with computers. So just in order, we will understand how a computer understands a black and white image first and then we will move on to the colored images. Broadly, image is represented in two domains, spatial domain and frequency domain. Spatial domain is like the coordinate system, like in space, the pixels are defined in space. Then the frequency domain is that comes from digital electronics, where a lot of a lot of signal processing is done in frequency domain. Well, why frequency domain? So if you are an outsider and you are not aware of the frequency domain a lot, if you are not into digital electronics or you are not into electronics, it can be tough and intimidating to understand how the interconversion between the two domains take place. And one might wonder why to go through such troubles. But the point is that in frequency domain, the calculations are simpler, they require less time, they are more efficient, and therefore require less computation. So for faster solutions, we convert to frequency domain, do the calculations. But in this video, we are going to look at the image from the coordinates point of view. That is simpler to understand and will serve as a solid base for the further image processing. So every image has pixels, intensity. Each pixel has its own intensity value, and then we have the coordinates. So think of it as a pixel is an LED, point-sized LED. It has a coordinate that is on the screen with reference to some origin. So that LED, that pixel is present at some location, and at that location it has some intensity, how brightly it is shining. So when we talk about images, another common term is the aspect ratio. Let us consider 16 is to 9. Among the other alternatives available is 4 is to 3, 1 is to 1, or any of the standard aspect ratios that are available. So 16 is to 9 can also be seen as 1024 pixels cross 720 pixels. Meaning, if this were your image, there will be 1024 pixels lined horizontally. So over here we will have 1024 pixels placed horizontally from left to right. And So dot dot represents the pixels. So over here, this is the 1024th pixel. Here, this is the first pixel. So let's say it is n. Now vertically downwards, we have 720 pixels. So the more the number of pixels, the more detailed the image is. So we have dot 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 720 pixels vertically in for each column, and there are 1024 columns, and this is these vertical pixels are m, so this is 720th, and the dimension of the image is m cross n, that is 1024 cross 720. So black and white image. Let's assume that we have origin at the top left of this image with x-axis moving rightwards and y-axis moving downwards. This is a pixel and it has some intensity value. This intensity value is binary encoded, and generally it is assumed that it is 8-bit encoded. 8 bits in binary is equal to 256 in decimal number system. So including 0, we have values ranging from 0 to 255. So by standard, if the intensity value of a pixel is 0, that denotes that the pixel is off, that is, it's black in color. On the other hand, if it is 255, it means the pixel is at its max value, that is white. It is anyway, if the pixel value is in between 0 to 255, that denotes that that pixel has a shade of or shade in between the absolute black and the absolute white. So on an image, if we are doing image processing using OpenCV, by its standard, the origin will be at the top left. So we will have our axes like these, and it will be this top left corner, the top left point as our origin 0, 0. This is some arbitrary point. Let's assume its coordinate is somewhat 1, 0, 1 in x and 0 in y. So for this point, we can see that the intensity is black. So the corresponding intensity to the coordinate 1, 0 we have is 0, and that stands for black. Since it is almost black, we will assume it is of intensity 0. So each pixel has an intensity, but how do we represent the entire image? That's the question. So the answer is that we use matrix. A matrix is nothing but a 2D array. So now I'm going to use a matrix to represent the image of the one we have on the top left. So this is a matrix, and clearly the top row is all black, so I'm inserting 0 intensity. Left column is also almost entirely black, so 0 intensities. The image is of m cross n dimension, that is, it has m pixels horizontally and n pixels vertically. It could be 1024 cross 480, or it could have been any number of pixels and leading to any of the standard aspect ratio. So right column and bottom row is also black, so 0 intensities. Somewhere in the between, we see that there is white spot 255, 125, 83 are so just random shades in between 1, 8. It could be anything. So this is how the intensities are stored in a matrix. And suppose let's consider 83. So we have in matrix coordinates as m as we move down the rows, and n as we move along the columns, across the columns. So we have the coordinate of this pixel as m comma n. So the pixel at location m comma n with origin at top left has an intensity of 83. That is how this matrix is interpreted, and this is how a computer sees an image. It just sees a matrix with different intensity values located assigned to different locations that is coordinates that are pixel locations. Now let's move on to how a computer interprets a colored image. So a colored image has three channels: RGB, red, green, blue. Each one is called a channel, and in total there are three channels. Now any color that you can visualize can be represented by a mixture of intensity values among these three channels. For example, white can be represented as 255, 255, 255, that is full intensity of red, full intensity of green, and full intensity of blue. When they are mixed, white is the output. So 255 by 255% of red, that is 100% red mixed with 100% intensity of green mixed with 100% max, that is maximum intensity of blue. When these three are mixed, these three channels, they give white. So for yellow, we can see that there is no component of blue present. So let's assume that the component of red is X and the component of green is Y, and the component of blue is 0%, that is the blue channel is shut down, the intensity of blue is 0. So when red and green are mixed X comma Y, yellow is produced, and depending on X and Y, the appearance of yellow will depend. It could be a dark yellow or light yellow or bright yellow or dull yellow. Now these channels are shades of that particular color. Earlier that 100% was white, 0% was black. Now 100% is that color and 0% is the absence of that color. So earlier we had 0 is equal to black, 255 is equal to white. Now for a particular channel, R tends to 0 is not black but the absence of that component. So absence of reds. R equal to 0 is not black but the absence of that component. R is equal to 255 is the maximum intensity of that red component. So it is the max, red is at its max, and any shade in any pixel intensity in between 0 to 255 is nothing but a faded version of that max red, some shade of that red. Now the absence of all the components, that is 0, 0, 0, gives the output as black. When no component is present in a color, the output color is black. Similarly for green and blue, 0 is the absence of that component and 255 is the component at its maximum intensity. Now how do we present this in all this information in the form of a matrix? So if this is our matrix, it has 1024 pixels horizontally placed and 720 pixels vertically, assuming that is the dimension of the image. We have each element in the matrix represented by an array of three elements RGB. So if we were to represent blue, it will be 0, 0, 255, 0 red, 0 green, 255 blue, and white 255, 255, 255. So instead of integers, now we have arrays of three elements, each element composing of the intensity of a channel. So here we have m is equal to 1 and here we have m is equal to 1024, corresponding to 1024th pixel. Similarly, vertically downwards we have 720 pixels. So in black and white, each element of the matrix was an integer ranging from 0 to 255, but in colored image, each element of the matrix is an array of three elements, and each element in this array is an integer ranging between 0 to 255 that denotes the intensity of a particular channel. Now when we are talking about colored image, we have taken a color model of red, green, blue. That is, red, green, blue channels are used to present all the different colors, but that is not always the case. There are different color models. RGB is not the only choice. There are more than one color models. Most common is RGB. Red, green, blue are the primary colors, and in painting you must have Remember that you used to mix the red, green, blue colors to um, create any color that you wanted to use on your painting. Well, in image processing, there is another very popular color model, and it is HSV, which stands for Hue Saturation Value Model. Talking about why it is popular in image processing, well, in image processing, suppose you want to detect an object which is white in color and is on the road in open. Well, when the sun is shining brightly, that white will appear to shine and give a high intensity value. Whereas on a cloudy weather, that same white color will appear to have give a different intensity value, a little duller. So that will lead to some errors in image processing, and we want to be able to generalize the condition, or we want to separate the two cases. The flexibility is not available on the RGB color model, but on HSV model you can either generalize, you can select a white, you can manipulate to select or threshold the white color in cloudy and shiny conditions as well, or you can separate the two cases as you wish. So that is the advantage that HSV color model gives, and that is why it is widely used in image processing. Color models are just ways to be able to represent the data. The data is color, and we want to be able to represent them uniquely. Uniquely is the key. We want a unique representation for each color, and we can achieve that using various color models. There are more than one color models. Now you can relate it with the coordinate system. So if you want to uh, represent a point on an open space, you use coordinate systems. There are different ways, different coordinate systems to represent the same data uniquely. The most common is the Cartesian coordinate system. Then we have spherical coordinate system. We also have cylindrical coordinate system. So that is it. That is how a computer sees an image. It sees in the form of a matrix for which the intensity value corresponding to every pixel location is defined in a range from 0 to 255 if given that the encoding is done in 8 bits. Thank you for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Share among your friends interested in image processing, and have a great day.